Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Narayana Namaskrityam. Narayana Namaskrityam. Naram Cheva Narottamam. Naram Cheva Narottamam. Devim Sarasvatim Vyasam. Devim Sarasvatim Vyasam. Tato Jayamudiraye. Tato Jayamudiraye. Nasta Prayeshu Abhadreshu. Nasta Prayeshu Abhadreshu. Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Bhagavati Uttama Shloke. Bhagavati Uttama Shloke. Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. Before presenting this Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the very mean of our conquest, I offer my respectful obeisances to Narayan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, to Narayan, Narayan Rishi, the most perfect human beings, to Sarasvati, our mother, the goddess of fortune, the goddess of learning, and to Vyasadeva, which is the author. By regularly studying the Srimad Bhagavatam, as well as faithfully serving the spiritual master, the pure devotee of the Lord, all that which is inauspicious in the heart of the bhakta, of the devotee, became practically nil, and devotional service rendered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead becomes an irrevocable fact. Everybody speaks English? Cool. So today we are reading from the 10th canto, which Srila Prabhupada had presented practically on his deathbed. They said he had only bones and skin, you know, and with a very weak voice, you know. They put the mic on his head and on his mouth, and he gave the purpose, you know, not concerned by his body, you know, just absorbed in Krishna consciousness, you know. We see, remember Jayaveta Swami, who was there, you know, putting the mic. It was the last lesson, as they say, you know, how to die. I am my spiritual master, Bhakti Maharaj. Once there was a sadhu who was giving a seminar on the art of living. But Bhakti Maharaj was thinking, this is not Krishna consciousness. We are not learning in Krishna consciousness the art of living. We are learning the art of dying. Because, you know, death is an irrevocable fact, as well as devotional service for those who serve the spiritual master. But it is the most crucial time of life because it's like the exam. Have you been to school, I guess? You have to check your advancement, you know, every year, or you pass an exam. So death is supposed to be the exam of our entire life. You know, that's when everything what we have done is checked. And we say, Yam yam vapi smaran bharam, tyajati ante kalevaram, tam tam eviti konteya, sadatat bhavita. That's the thoughts at the time of departure from this body, time of death. We are crucial for our next destination. And I can see, I look from the medias, you know, I'm very interested with people which are practicing music, you know, and many of them, they are completely unaware of these realities. One man, you know, David Gilmour, you've heard about David Gilmour? Is the lead guitarist of Pink Floyd, you know. Once there was a journalist, he was asking him, he told him, you know, David, now let's start with an easy question. Who is David Gilmour? And he was flabbergasted. He said, I wish I knew. He didn't know. So I put it on the, you know, YouTube, in comments, I said, David Gilmour is an eternal servant of Krishna. Jivela Sarupa Hare Krishna. But my comment was deleted. It is reality, you know, but some energy does not want us to know this. I don't know. Another one is Richie Blackmore. You heard about him? Guitarist of Deep Purple. And he was shot at that time. He said, this Bob Dylan, you know, he completely put me on my ass, you know. He told me, you're claiming so many things, but you don't even know who you are. So what is the value of your existence? You know? People are searching, you know, they are on this path, you know, try to, after all, what is going to happen to me, you know? They are, the question they are asking are very, very sound, you know, but there is no answer in this world, you know. Another one recently, Michel Drucker, you've heard about it? He's a television commentator, you know. And he had a very serious, very terrible disease, you know, cancer, plus he was about to be amputated, you know. But somehow he overcame this, you know. And they asked him, so what happened? What do you think about death? Oh, I will meet with my good friend Johnny Hallyday, you know. But what, you know? I'm not afraid of death. I will meet Johnny Hallyday. You know Johnny Hallyday? He's a, you know, French singer, famous French. He got the same praise as when Victor Hugo. Who heard about Victor Hugo? Raise your hand. One only, 2, 3 at least. He got, you know, the national ceremony for his departure. Same with this Johnny Hallyday. And this Michel Drucker said, yes, I will meet Johnny Hallyday, but what is the chance to meet Johnny Hallyday, you know, after that? Even Prabhupada says, even our own family members, you know, there is no chance that we meet them after death. It's explained when you are put together like family men and women and children and this. It's like straws. You know, sometimes you go near the ocean, the straw they are put together, you know, by the effect of the current. But then the wave comes and all the straws are thrown this side, that, and they don't meet again anymore, you know. So all these relations in this world, you know, they are, what's it, temporary. Okay, now we'll go to the verse. So today we are reading from the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. I forgot my glasses. Let's see. Chapter 5. The name of the chapter is The Meeting of Nanda Maharaj and Vasudev. Who is Nanda Maharaj? Who is Nanda Maharaj?
Father of Krishna.
And who is Vasudev?
Father of Krishna.
Both are his father?
Well, there's 2 Krishnas.
Huh?
There are 2 Krishnas. One's Nanda Kishore Krishna and one's Vasudev Krishna.
Because I didn't understood, you know, in the beginning of this chapter, they are saying that actually Mother Yashoda, she had conceived Krishna already.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Shamasundar Krishna.
And where did he go, this Krishna?
He merged with Vasudev Krishna. When Vasudev brought Vasudev Krishna from Mathura to Yashoda Mai, they merged into their original state.
And also the other father of Krishna,
Nanda Maharaj?
of Vasudev, he appeared in prison.
In the prison, yes.
So sometimes people say, how is coming? It's very strange, your story, you know. The father is fair, you know. Vasudev's complexion of his body is fair,
yes.
Clear.
Yes.
Mother Yashoda's body is fair body. So how come his body is not fair? His body is dark.
Yes.
How come this happened? So we can see this in a very materialistic way, or vicious way, I would say. But we can also understand that Krishna is transcendental, even to races and to the color of the skin, because he is a spiritual person. He's dark blue, you know, Krishna. Bodily features of Krishna is like a monsoon cloud. Monsoon clouds are quite dark, you know. That's Krishna's body, isn't it? You are from Krishna's land, so you know maybe more than that.
That's the closest sort of material color that we can push to
imagine.
his personality.
Yeah. But it's mentioned we cannot even fathom the beauty of Krishna. Yeah. It's mentioned that if we are to receive the happiness or the bliss a demigod would receive, we would explode. We would not be able to tolerate so much happiness. Like a lady which is pregnant lady, you should not give her too much bad news, but you should not also give her too much good news. Do not make her too sad, but do not make her too happy, because it may bring a miscarriage. So we don't need to envy the demigods, because our body more or less is meant for suffering. It's kind of an instrument for torture. It's so easy to torture this body, isn't it? You can pinch it, you can pierce it, you can burn it, but what can I do to my body, you know? How can I please this, you know? I can do so much harm, but what good? No, nothing comes, you know. And 1 second, you know, and then it lasts for 15 days, the injuries. But this body is an instrument, it's not easy, material body. So today is 21 to 23, right? That's what you told me.
Yeah.
I tried to read because I forgot my glasses, you know. Okay.
Yes, 21 to 23. 21's on the book.
We can start before by the word for word, so we'll be more familiar with the verse, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Tam, him, Vasudev, Tristva, seeing, Sahasa, suddenly, Utayo, getting up. Tam Dristva Sahasatayo, Deho, the same body. Pranam, life. Eva, as if. Agatam, had returned. Deha Pranam Ivagatam. Priya, en fait c'est Prita, so pleased. Priyatamam, his dear friend and brother. Dorbyam, by his 2 arms. Prita Priyatamam Dorbyam. Sasabje, embraced. Prema Vihala, overwhelmed with love and affection. Sasvaje Prema Vivala, Tam Dristva Sahasotaya, Deha Pranam Ivagatam, Prita Priyat Tamam dobhyam, Sasvaje prema vivala.
Tam drisva sahosthaya, Deha pranam vivagatam, Mata priyatamam dobhyam, Sasveja prema vivalaha, Tam drisva sahasotaya, Deha pranam vivagatam, Prita priyatamam dobhyam, Sasvaje prema vivalaha. Tam drisva sahasotaya, Deha pranam vivagatam, Prita priyatamam dobhyam, Sasvaje prema vivalaha. Someone else? Ladies?
Giri? No? Okay. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Purport is very short, so Lochananda gave me 3 verses to cover, right? Translation. When Nanda Maharaj heard that Vasudeva had come, he was overwhelmed with love and affection, being as pleased as if its body had regained its life. Seeing Vasudeva suddenly present, he got up and embraced him with both arms. This is coming in Mathura or in Vrindavan?
Mathura.
It's in Mathura. Have you been someone to Mathura? Yeah, you've been? You, of course. It's very, very crowded those days, not Mathura. When we did Rasmandal Parikram, you know, so much jam. So, purport. Nanda Maharaj was older than Vasudeva. Therefore, Nanda Maharaj embraced him and Vasudeva offered him namaskar. Actually, Nanda Maharaj, he went to Mathura to pay the
taxes.
Huh? Taxes to King Kamsa. You know. So that's how they met. We can see the great feelings they feel for one another, you know. I've rarely seen nowadays people, you know, rolling on the ground when they meet each other, you know, or, you know, shedding tears and becoming, losing consciousness due to separation and meeting others, you know. Even there is one temple, the highest temple in Vrindavan. It has been cut by Aurangzeb. You know which temple is this?
Yeah,
This is
Govindaji
Temple, yeah,
Govindaji.
beautiful architecture. But when Narottam Das Thakur went there, it's mentioned, you know, that he started rolling on the ground, felt ecstasies, and the hairs of his body going on end, you know, all the symptoms of Salvavikar, Astavikar, you know. So
sometimes we see these kind of sort of minimized affection at airports when people are coming and going.
yeah, I was thinking the same. One time I saw an entire family, they were separating, you know. Few were taking the airplane and the other they were staying, and all the family was crying of separation from each other, you know. So I saw this. I want to see this temple, but unfortunately, we say if you don't have ecstasy when talking about Krishna and rolling on the, it means your heart is framed, is iron, steel framed, you know, is covered with bars of steel, you know. And to come back to spiritual world also, he said, if you don't have any feelings, you won't. How can you go back to Godhead? At least because I'm listening to Keshava Maharaj those days very much. You know, now he's taking sannyas. He's giving so many lectures, you know, all around the world. And he said, although institution is very important, you know, that systematic distribution of Krishna consciousness within the institution, the door to Godhead, to go back to Godhead, is not the institution. Is how much you develop love for Krishna. You agree with this?
Yeah.
And I've heard also another information that the door to the spiritual world, how big is it? 1/10,000 of the tip of an hair. How can we shrunk to this size? You know what a tip of a hair? You cut in 100 times. And when you take one of these parts, you cut again in 100 parts. Even the microscope, they cannot see. So we cannot see the soul. And the scientists, so-called scientists, because they don't see the soul, they don't even believe in the soul. But what is the origin of consciousness? How can you know, this table, I kick the table, nobody will complain, you know. But if I pierce somebody on the shoulder, it will, ow, shout. So what is the origin of consciousness?
Krishna.
Huh?
Krishna.
Is the origin of everything.
And the sun is the origin luminous particles.
Yeah.
So similarly, there's no question of consciousness without referring to the supreme consciousness, which is Krishna.
Yeah. There is nice verse on this subject. Is Nityo Nityanam Chetanas Chetananam. You and me, says Krishna, we are eternal. And Chetan. Chetan, if you say Chetan, not in a very good, you say Chetan to a Muslim, you will understand that it means the devil. Chetan. It reminds me I was in Sankirtan, and I think I was with another devotee, Ganganarayan. Tu te rappelles Ganganarayan? You remember Ganganarayan? Black body. And we were distributing together, and there was so much predication in the outside world about ISKCON, which is a cult, and we are walking in the street and like that, maybe that's in Dhoti, and one guy, he says, "You are Satanist, you are the disciple of Satan, I said, "No, we're not Satanists, we are Sanatanists. We are following Sanatan Goswami, not Satan." So you have to be very specific sometimes, And this is also, don't mistake Satan with Sanatan. Two different persons, by the way.
Maybe it's good to explain what Sanatan means. It just means eternal, It's like...
I was just saying we are followers of Sanatan Goswami.
I just wanted to give context because we were discussing at the dinner table.
Sanatan Dharma.
Yeah, at the dinner table that, we have different yogas, like we're talking about yoga, Hatha yoga, Ashtanga yoga. This is called Jnana yoga, which is the yoga of acquiring knowledge of philosophy. Like that. Just some context.
So, Sanatan Dharma, we are practicing here, Sanatan Dharma. It means, religion, you can change your religion, You are Muslim, although when you become a Muslim, it's very risky to go to another religion, but you can change. You're Christian, you can be converted to Muslim, But Sanatan Dharma is considered to be our intrinsic nature, what we are in essence, Sanatan Dharma, which is beyond religions, because this is like Dharma, for example. What is the Dharma of water?
Wet.
What is the Dharma of water? It's liquid. What is the Dharma of chili? Chili? Spicy. It's hot. What the Dharma of the lemon? It's acidic. What the Dharma of sugar? Sweet. So same. It's not a matter of religion. What is our Dharma? Yeah. When Sanatana Goswami was in Benares, Kashi, there was a discussion when, remember the Sanatana Goswami was saying, Keami, and there is discussion, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu answered, Jivera Svarupa Hoy Krishnara Nityadas. That's we all are, in essence, we are Jivera Krishnara Nityadas. We are eternal servant of Krishna. Krishnara Tatastha Shakti means marginal energy. Means marginal, we can turn our attention toward the material nature, or you can turn our attention toward the devotees, the deities, and the spiritual life. We are marginal, we have choice. And Jivara Tatastha Shakti, Krishna Tatastha Beda Beda Prakash. We are simultaneously one and different with God. We are one with God in the sense that in quality, we are one with God in quality, inconceivably one and different. In quality we are one, but in quantity we are different. Like the sun and the sun rays, We say, I say for example, today the sun is in my room. If the sun itself was in my room, there will be no room anymore, you know. But still the sun is in my room. It is the rays of the sun which are in the room, you know, which have the same nature as the sun, you know. But it's also different. So we are one with God with same qualities. We have bodies, we have two arms, we have smile, we have feelings, you know, same way. God, he has all these qualities. You know. God has been made to his image, us. You know, at least one, I think it was on Sunday we discussed about the impediments for spiritual lives. It's the fear to accept a personal God, that God is a person. And here we can see in that which we are reading now, it is the commemoration of the birth of Krishna. Krishna, which is the oldest, which has no father, because he's the origin of everything. Here we see that he's taking birth with a father, so it's quite inconceivable. It's mentioned if we want to progress spiritually, we have to accept the inconceivable nature of God, and there are also famous verses that we have in the Bhagavad Gita, Janma Karma Chamedivyam Evam Yuveti Tadvata Tyagva Deham Puna Janma Netima Metisyojana. Here we understand the inconceivable, transcendental nature of my birth and my appearance and my activities. This one is promoted to the spiritual world simply by understanding the nature of the activity, the birth and the activities of Krishna. We can be promoted to the spiritual world. This Sasvaru Goswami, you know, Sasvaru Goswami, one of the 11 chosen, the 11 chosen.
No, not in 11.
It was part of the 11 after.
Sasvaru Maharaj was never there in 11.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I never knew.
Yes.
I thought it was one of them. So, if you say. So he wrote an entire biography of Srila Prabhupada. And he said simply by reading Krishna book, we can go back to Godhead. Because Krishna book, actually, Srila Prabhupada, he had the Srimad Bhagavatam comprises 12 cantos, 12 sections. But Prabhupada had not so much time to live, you know. When you are 70, 72, 75, there is good reason that you can say, maybe I will not last for so long. You know, when you are 22, death is, we don't think of it. I mean, it will not happen to us. But by the effect of time, you know, another day old and closer to death, you know, we become more aware that time is becoming short. So we have tendency to go mostly to the essence, to the essential, that which is essential, and to tyag, to renounce to that which is futile, more futile, you know, or less important, you know. So he realized that it was most important to describe the activities of Krishna, and actually even Vyasadeva, when Vyasadeva he had written the entire Vedic scriptures, you know, but he was feeling unsatisfied, and his spiritual master, who is spiritual master Vyasadeva, Narada Muni, came, and he chastised him. Let's say the word, I don't know. He spoke to him. He says, "You didn't describe the activities of Krishna in your directly. What's about Krishna in your work? So that is missing, you know." And that's why then he compiled the Srimad Bhagavatam and the Krishna book, which is the what would say the
description of his pastime.
Directly of physical pastime of Krishna, you know. And he wrote the Krishna book, which is available to everybody. You know, everybody can know how Krishna took birth of it, and 10th canto. So before he made this first priority, he wrote the Krishna book, practically speaking. Before
because at the time, people were asking, well, we know you, Prabhupada, you come from the east to the west and you brought this sort of Krishna consciousness, but we don't know who Krishna is.
Yeah.
So then Prabhupada had to quickly write the Krishna book so that
Yeah.
people knew, especially his early disciples knew who and what Krishna is.
Yeah, yeah. And George Harrison, he was asked by Shyama Sundar.
Yeah.
We didn't believe because George Harrison is George Harrison?
From the Beatles.
New generation, one of the Beatles. They were very famous at that time, and they had very good relationship with the Beatles. With George Harrison, practically, Shyama Sundar. And one day Prabhupada said to Shyama Sundar, he said, "Now go and ask for a donation. Donation means money, to Shyama Sundar and to George Harrison." And Shyama Sundar was a bit doubtful. He said, "I have a good relation now. We come speak about money. I don't feel like doing that, And I think it's not at that time, but Prabhupada said also, God has a lot to do with money. And there's another pastime he had in Allahabad. So he convinced finally to say to George Harrison, George, I didn't want to ask you that, but Srila Prabhupada, my spiritual master, asked me to ask you for donations so we can print the Krishna book, the activities of Krishna himself, the person of Krishna." And then George Harrison was a bit annoyed, oh my God, we are taking prasadam, he's talking about money, and then there's been big, huge thunderbolts, huge storm, and then George Harrison, I think you're right, I will make the donation, And he was the first one who paid for it was his birthday recently, I guess, some devotee celebrated his birthday. He paid for the printing of the Krishna book. And in the beginning, the devotees, they were supposed to sell this Krishna book, They didn't know what to do, this big silver-colored book, They didn't know what to say to the people, they couldn't sell it, So the one who sold the first Krishna book, I think it was in a fuel station for fuel, when you refuel your car. It was a big event, And after you know the stories, it has been propagated all around the world. So how come these books are propagated all around the world? For example, here we have a famous writer. Her name is Georges Sand, if you have to know, because we are Berry. And she wrote a book which is called La Mare au Diable. She's a very famous lady. But her books are not spread all around the world in every nook and corner, in Siberia, everywhere. Why? How come these books about Krishna are they spread all around the world? Comment c'est? Kilata hundila pulinda pulinkasha abila shumba sevanas kashadayas yenye chapapada prashraya, etc. It means that devotee of the Lord, he can melt or change the heart of any kind of living entity. Most fallen, those, for example, who have kashas, who have a very thin moustache. Who has the thin moustache? Who is the race which have thin moustache? Chinese. You see the Chinese sometimes, big eyes and big moustache. They can change the heart of the Chinese. And Tamal Krishna Maharaj once, the stories. Prabhupada asked him something, and Tamal Krishna Maharaj says, it's as if you asked me to go to China, Prabhupada said, yeah, China? Yes, you go to China. On the spot, And now there is temple, there is big events going on. Chinese, I heard they would become the best devotees, eventually, because they are very submissive and efficient. So, and even the races of these guys, Turkish, or they used to, the Hunas, they were riding on horses and they were cooking their steak, their meat, between their bottom and the horse,
The saddle and
very
the horse.
tough guys, This can be also changed. Everybody, Why? Because all these races, all the heavy people can be transformed, because the devotee of the Lord is surrendered to the highest authority. He's surrendered to Krishna. Due to being surrendered to Krishna, that's what gave Prabhupada the power to spread the knowledge about Krishna to each nook and corner, that which is going on now. You know? And it's corroborated also by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when he was in Jagannath Puri. Yeah. It's a Tavakatamritam Prabhuji Taptajivanam So it's called Gopi Gita, when the gopis were, they said that this song is meaning that there's nobody as munificent, as a well-wisher for the human beings, that him who is spreading the glories of Krishna all around the world. You know? That's what the meaning is. And when King Prataparudra, he met with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they had Ratha Yatra, and after Ratha Yatra, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was exhausted, tired, let's say. You've heard about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, no? You, ladies? So they will, if you are here until Sunday, no? Sunday is, you will be here. There's a big event. It will be the one of the most important festival of the year. It will be the commemoration of the birth of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu 500 years ago. You know, so if you are there, and where I was, oh yeah, so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was here 500 years ago, you know, in India, and where he was showing the example of a perfect devotee, which is a devotee, a perfect lover of God. Although he is God himself, you know. Comment? Krishna Varnam, Krishna Krishnam, Sangho Pangastra Parchadam, Yagi Sankirtana Praya Yajantei Sumedasha. So this incarnation, which is Krishna Varna, which is in the level of God, you know, Krishna, Krishna. And although his complexion, we said, what is the color of Krishna's body? You remember? Mutsanta. But this one, this incarnation of Krishna, although he's not blackish, Krishna, his complexion is fair, he is Krishna himself. And he's accompanied with his weapons, his secretaries, his associates, and such and such. Krishna. So Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who came, which is Krishna himself actually, we came 500 years ago in India to manifest, to spread the glories of the holy name. He had a very big procession called Ratha Yatra, which happens every year in Puri, where they are Lord Jagannath, who is the Lord of the universe, is taken in processions. It's a big, big event. You've been there, no? You've seen it? You've so many people, huh?
Million.
And Jagannath is show. We have it in Paris also this year. We shall have the 35th time we do every year, you know. And so he was taking rest after this Ratha Yatra procession. And King Prataparudra, who was very devotee in heart, he wanted to meet with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But because he was a king, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu refused to meet him. Because sannyasi is supposed to be renounced. He doesn't get so much into money and women and meat eating and facilities and this and that. But this king was so willing to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He said, if I don't meet with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I will take an earring in my eye, you know. This is symptom of someone which is just traveling here or there without, you know. And I'll go as a beggar. So the devotees, they tried to make an arrangement. While Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was resting in a garden at Puri, they told the king, you don't dress your royal attires, you wear simple cloth as a devotee, you know, and you will meet him. So the King Prataparudra, he followed the instruction of the king, of the devotees, and he went where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was. He gathered all his courage and he started massaging the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu while singing Tavakatamritam Tadva Jivanam Bhuvi Grinanti Yeburidajana. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu usually would not even go near a king because he's omniscient, he's God. He knew who was this person. He jumped on him, embraced him, and he said to him, "You are saying the truth. You are telling the truth. You are saying the truth." 3 times. In this age, we have to repeat things, so they go. Because you're saying the truth. That there is no one more munificent than him, which is spreading the glories of Krishna around the world. So what? It's a prophecy. 500 ago, the prophecy about who? Who is that person which is spreading, which has spreading the glories of Krishna all over the world? Srila Prabhupada. Yeah. And even Guru Maharaj, he says, he even goes further. He says, will come the time when Muhammad, Jesus, and Buddha will become considered insignificant in comparison to Srila Prabhupada. Because even Jesus Christ, he didn't give many information about the form of God, about the kingdom of God, but Prabhupada has brought a complete frame, complete knowledge about who is God, how he dresses, what is his phone number. You know the phone number if you want to go to God? It's like this. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama. And yes? Who's there? Yeah. He said, if you chant to mantra Hare Krishna, you are directly in contact with God. So, let's try it. If you want to be in contact with God, you just chant Hare Krishna and be happy. We shall stop now because there is maybe some room for some comments or some questions or some...
I'm sure the devotees here are like blown away by all of this discussion, but I think some context. I think there's a question and answers.
I mean, if you don't, what?
Sorry, it's just
the
question and answers being arranged by Luciana for tomorrow, I believe. We can add some context and some more information around this so that you understand what's going on here. Sorry.
if you have a question.
Why is it that Vyasadeva he chose to make after the 10th canto, which is maybe the essence of the knowledge given by Krishna, or we choose the 11th canto to give a more philosophical or Bhagavad Gita-like chapter?
What is the question?
The question is, why is Vyasadeva, who wrote the essence of Bhagavatam, wait until 10th canto to give the essence of Krishna, and then 11th canto, the philosophy, with the first 9 cantos, why did he wait?
Yeah.
I have a view, but please.
Prabhupada says...
Si tu veux, le 10e chant, c'est un chant où il y a tous les divertissements de Krishna. C'est le summum bonum des divertissements de Krishna qui est condensé dans le 10e chant. Tout d'un coup, dans le 11e chant, on revient à nouveau à la philosophie de base qui est décrite, c'est un genre de Bhagavad Gita, en fait, dans le 11e chant. Pourquoi, dans la composition du texte, Vyasadeva amène petit à petit le summum bonum qui est Krishna, puis tout d'un coup, on revient à quelque chose comme Bhagavad Gita.
Moi, je n'ai pas lu complètement le Srimad Bhagavatam, le 11e chant, mais I didn't read completely the 11th canto, but destruction of the Yadu dynasty, in which canto is that? 11th canto.
In 11th canto.
11th
correct.
canto.
Yeah.
I've heard about destruction of the Yadu dynasty and about Krishna, departure of Krishna. But one thing we know is that...
And Uddhav Gita is obviously there in
Uddhav
11th canto.
Yeah, you know better. But we know that if we just discuss about Krishna without any understanding of his greatness, we will become a bit familiar. As we say, familiarity breeds contempt. Little Krishna, let me slap you on your back. if we were too much exposed to Krishna without understanding his greatness, which is explained in the 10th first canto, we become, they call sahaja, you know. This is, we artificially, sahaja is compared to a person who puts a pillow on a lady who puts a pillow on her pet, on her, what is it?
Stomach.
On her stomach. Does it mean she will give birth to a child?
No.
No. So this sadhya, you know, people which are manifesting a symptom of ecstasy without deeper understanding, you know. I've seen this in Bangladesh, for example. They go, ah, 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 and they roll on the ground, but we can see it's fake, you know. So Prabhupada didn't want us to have a superficial understanding or appreciation of Krishna. So that's why the 11th canto have been, the 10th canto have been, he has translated the 10th canto, saying that after having read the 10th canto, we'll have a perfect realization of Godhead, of God. And then we come to the personal activities of Krishna in the 10th canto, which is there, which we are reading today. It's very advanced, actually. You know, we start Bhagavad Gita, first canto. And after this, Srimad Bhagavatam, we have this called post-studies. It's called Chaitanya Charitamrita, which are the activities of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Supreme Personality of God. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which came 500 years ago. Je ne sais pas si ça répond à ta question. J'ai lu par bribes, tu sais, le 11e, 12e chant, mais je n'ai pas lu vraiment de façon systématique. Maïs, tu as quelque chose à dire? Moi, no? It's okay. So you agree with everything I say? Who doesn't make any comment means he agrees. Some doubt, some challenge, maybe something.
It takes too long time.
Huh?
Takes
Oh,
too
yeah.
long time. That's for the Q&A.
You can discuss with my god brother. He's very sound. He's very, you know, the devotee who just left now.
Yeah.
You can talk with him if you have something you don't look so clear for you. Okay, thank you very much indeed, everybody. Hare Krishna.